What's going on, guys? So we're gonna be doing a little video here project on my 72 CJ5. Let's go ahead and check it out. So for starters, this is my 72 CJ5. I'll be going into more depth on it as we go, but as you can see, it's all fiberglass. But what we're gonna be doing today is rebuilding my Holley double pumper. See here, there's a few things we gotta do to take it off, but we'll go more over that more in the video itself, taking it off, rebuilding it, and adjusting it, and all that good stuff. So yes, I know it looks a little goofy with that little filter on there. That's all they had, so that's what I bought. So it works just as good. But so, and again, well, actually not again, but this is the factory 304. I know it's pretty rusty. Those headers became rusty within 6 months of use. Not very happy, but whatever. So a little bit on the motor. This is the Holley double pumper. It's a 600 CFM mounted on the Edelbrock. I believe it's the Performer intake. Nothing really big. We got a Mallory distributor, which I'll be going over some things on that. It's got a ProComp cam, headers, exhaust. That's really it for bolt-on wise. But alright, we'll go ahead in here in a second, jump in and start taking this bad boy off. Alright guys, so before we go ahead and take the carburetor off, we're going to want to take this fuel line off, or the fuel filter off, because I'm going to replace that anyway, because you don't want any old nasty gunk getting through there if it's a bad filter going into your freshly rebuilt carburetor. So what I'm doing is got a little coffee can going under there to catch any gas leaking out. And then what you're going to want is a flathead or a socket to take this off. What I'm going to be doing is just using a screwdriver. We go ahead and loosen them up. I'm going to do on both sides. I have two on here. Just going to let it slide right down the line there. Both of them there. Slide right down, and hopefully without ease it comes right off, and I can get it to go right down into the can. Now you're definitely going to want some type of rag to catch it. I'm wiping the excess off afterwards because because it's gonna, you just don't want gas on there, so just in case it heats up, you know, gets hot, whatever. So, but by the time I get this all together, it should be already evaporated. So here's the old filter. As you can see, it's pretty old, so who knows what gunk's in there and crap. So and throw that to the side, and we'll move up to the top and start taking the carburetor apart. Alright guys, so there's a few things you want to do before taking it off. You want to get some tools ready. Got an inch, 5/8 wrench. You're going to want, I'm using a 12mm with the extension, swivel extension. Doesn't have to be swivel. It can be fixed. And I'm going to be using a 3/8 electric wrench. You can just use regular hand wrench, but so alright, first off you want to take the filter off. I'm going to stick the fly nut right back on there, or the wing nut. Sorry if I'm not picking up all this on camera. I don't have the best positioning for my camera. So I'm going to go ahead and set this aside, put it right in the car. Alright, so here's everything. So what you want to do is take this spring off for your tensioner. See if I can get this dang thing off. Just let it sit, rest there. You're going to want to take your throttle arm off. You got 4 bolts, or I'm sorry, nuts. Take them off. You're going to have 2 vacuums, one here and then one down below. You can see it's going underneath there. And then I'm going to take these fuel lines off that go to the front and back float balls. So let's go ahead and start taking this apart. Let's see if I can get this camera to see everything. Probably not. Let's try something different here. Let's see if I can set you right on this battery tray. Make sure. Alright, so bear with me, my camera is not the greatest. I'm just using this little contraption I used. Okay, so I'm going to start off taking this vacuum off here, and then the vacuum down below. There we go. It'll probably be a lot easier to take the bottom one off, put it back on when you reassemble it. You also want to run a nice clean rag. I'm just using an old work shirt that's clean, the stuff down in there. So once we get the carb off, so we're going to start with the front bowl here. Use the inch up top, 5/8 down below. There may be some gas that comes out here. Might not all come out when you take that filter off. So there's that one. Let's go ahead and go for the back one now. If I can get my wrench on it, which doesn't look like it can. See if I can just break it free. Nope. Okay. You can always retighten this once you get it all off. There we go. Alright, let's see here. You see there's a little gas in there still, so you see there's a little bit of gas coming out there. I don't know if you can see that or not. There goes some gas. Let's see if I can tighten this back up. I might just retighten it once I get it back fully off the car. I mean the intake, sorry. Yep, and there's still going to be some fuel in this line. As you can see, it just ran all over the place. I'm going to go ahead and put that in the vehicle as well. Alright, now you also are going to want a flathead to take your clutch cable off if you have a manual choke. I'm sorry, your choke cable off, not clutch cable, I'm sorry. If you have a manual choke. So let's go ahead and get that off while we're at here. There's a little square nut in the back. I have it pre-marked already where I want it to clamp in there, so okay, there's that. If you want, you could just go ahead and snug them back up or somewhat tight so you don't lose them. Taking the carburetor apart. Do the same for the front. I highly doubt that's going to come out, but we're just going to tighten up just in case. Okay, now for next step. We got everything off. Next step is to go over and do the throttle. Alright, next step is to do the throttle. And I'm just going to put everything right back in. Back on together. Snug it up, don't go crazy tighten it. Okay, everything's connected off over here. The spring tensioner, your throttle cable, or linkage, however you have it. And next is to start, let's see, start blowing it. You don't want to lose these washers in here as well, so it'd be a little pain to get in there. I'm just going to set everything aside for right now. Also have this big vacuum back here, this big vacuum hose. You could just undo it. Fairly simple. Alright, let's go ahead and do this side now. This side where the swivel comes in nice because you have this little vacuum here. Like I said, you don't have to have this electric one. You could do it by hand or whatever. You know, you don't need all kind of technical stuff. After that, this should just pop right off if I got everything disconnected. Now, because I got a kit, it should come with a new gasket, but I'm going to keep it just in case. See, it didn't rip. So, and then get your nice clean rag, make sure there's no dust or dirt in there. And I'm just gonna shove it right down in here. Make sure no stuff gets down in there that you don't want because it's bad for the engine. And also with rain and whatnot, but I'm not closing this end. So, let's go ahead up top and get this thing apart.